Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. And welcome to the program. Welcome to the Crawford Experience, and this is your host, James Crawford. Today we will be talking about Tariq Nasheed. This brother, he does great work with our with the FBA stands, and I'm gonna get more into it. I was going to say that it was two videos I had to delete because it violated YouTube policies. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't know. I don't want to get flagged for what I have to say. But I had to take it down, and I'll come up with something later or for another time to substitute. But this is going to be our only live for the day. Um, That's why I started a little early because I'm extremely tired. I'm just coming off the road not that long ago, and yeah, just exhausted. But I'll let you know tomorrow we will be doing the Super Bowl, our Super Bowl preview tomorrow, and I will be making my picks next week. I got some topics next week, but I know Monday for sure we will be doing the Super Bowl. I don't know what to call it. It's going to be a Super Bowl. I know Friday we got the Super Bowl preview, and then it's going to be called after the Super Bowl or the day after the Super Bowl results, such and such. But yeah, I know that's going to be a Monday live. I'll say like around noon, 12:30, like around this time because I want to volunteer at my daughter's school to do something, something like that. But yeah, we're gonna get into it, in a minute about Tariq Nasheed standing on business for FBA'S. Um, just to let you know before we start, you could go back to the past lives that I did, and I put up two videos yesterday and substitute as my lives, but I'm probably gonna do that like every Wednesday. I definitely gonna do videos Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe post up a video or something like that on Wednesday if I can. And Saturday and Sunday is my off time. I need that. So just to let you know that. And go back, you can go back to the video, you can go back to the lives I did. You can like them, you can share them. You also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to donate to the program, my cash app is dollar sign the Crawford X number one. That's dollar sign TTHE Crawford. That's CRAWFORD XEXP the number one. And if you want to donate to PayPal, it's just my email, jkurtcrawford14 at gmail.com. That's JCURTCRAWFORD, the number 14 at gmail.com. Now we're going to get started with Tariq Nasheed standing on business for FBA'S. It's to let you guys know about Tariq Nasheed. Back in the day, I would say around 2013, 2012. I can't remember the year, or it could be 2014. He was doing the Hidden Colors series, and I didn't really get much into it until later on. But yeah, it was all about the Pan Africanism stuff that was going on back then. With and the main person that was on there with him was Umar Johnson. And that's when at that time I was a heavy follower of Dr. Umar until maybe I'll say about 5-6 years ago. Um, yeah, but Tariq Nasheed, by him going this wave of FBA's foundational Black Americans standing on business, he's really standing. This brother's really standing on business, and telling the truth about everything. But if you wanna watch this guy on YouTube, he has his own channel. It's called Tariq Radio. You can subscribe and tell him I sent you. Because he's doing great things over there, and he has, I believe, a museum in Los Angeles. If you're out there as well, so yeah, he's standing on business for us FBA's. I'm with him on every single thing about what we need, Black Americans. Because this thing with the immigrants, here in the United States, not the immigrants, out, where in their countries, but the ones in the United States. Um, I was going to some say this, and I'm gonna piggyback on what he said. He say, these groups, that's here in the United States, the immigrants, no matter if it's Mexicans, Venezuelans, Africans, Jamaicans, whatever, even Canadians, you know, he's been disrespecting us, the ones that's from this country, and putting us in the back burner of everything, and then and I fought, yeah, and I fought, a lot of that on us too, because a lot of us was consciously sleeping until I would say slowly after Barack Obama. For me, I would say, for me, I stopped. I really came in to the truth of politics in 2014 when I started to realize, okay, these politicians, because I've been voting Democrat all my life, because where I'm from, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and I was told to vote Democrat, not just by teachers, but by my grandmother, my father, aunts, older cousins. They told me vote Democrat, because as we're in the Democrat state, we all vote Democrat here. Like, okay, I'm not really, going in doing my own research. I'm just listening to everybody say. But after Barack Obama, especially around midway through his second term, I started to realize, oh, this guy not doing nothing for black people here in America, man. He's not doing nothing for us. It's time for me to leave this party because he has his own agenda catering to other groups and the Rainbow Coalition too. He called he's basically for them. But otherwise, that's when I really, 2016, I would say the election of 2016, a lot of people thought that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election, but Trump won that one, but she had got more votes than Trump. But it really coming to fruition was this election that passed 2024. A lot of us FBA's didn't go out and vote for Kamala Harris because everything was I was word salad. It wasn't nothing for FBA's, no tangibles, no nothing. But you was offering businesses loans and for black people, black men, weed laws for black men. I don't want none of that. I want a check, reparations check. I'm from here, you know. I'm from here. I'm from America. My father's side of the family is South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. My mother's side of the family is like Alabama, West Virginia, out of all states, and Virginia. So I got descendant of slaves on both sides of my family here in America. Here in America, you know. So yeah. So my thing is with that it's just crazy when when you got these other groups here in America not really, for us. And we trying to tell them, you know, that these people don't really care about you and all this stuff and all this. But let me just get back to what I'm going to say about Tariq Nasheed. If you hear this brother on his channel, he's going to say the same thing I'm saying to you guys. So that's why I'm talking about him. This brother staying on business, and I'm for what he's doing. You know, like we not going out there, we not protesting what's going on now. With the two folks that was killed in Minnesota by ICE. We're not going out there and do that, but we're not going out there and protest. And people asking us, like, why Black Americans not out there protesting? Well, what's going on, whatever. Just think why, just think why we not going out there. I'm not your shield. That's what you want. I know that's what you want. Oh, come out to go. Let's protest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not doing that for you guys. So you got to feel the pain that Black Americans adored in the past. You gotta, you gotta, you gotta. I ain't gonna say endure, but you gotta feel what we went through. One thing I'm gonna say is just we told you, we tried to tell you, but people don't want to stand on business in America. That's why this delineation movement between FBA'S and the other groups, it's real out here. People like saying, "Oh, on MSNBC and on Fox and on this and on that." And I'm like, I don't care what these people have to say. You know, they're not for me. The right side is not for me, and the left side is not for me. So, what you want me to do? I'm not gonna go out there and fight your fight. This is not my fight here. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here. You know, it's really real out here, man. So I'm not doing it. I know a lot of FBAs are not doing it. And yeah, if you were FBA, um, if you FBA and you listen to this, I want you to continue delineating. I want you to keep keep the pedal to the metal, and just don't go out there and protest. Don't fall for the okie doke. Stay home. If you got to go to work, go to work. If you see a protest, go the other way. I turn right around, just walk the other way, mind my business, because it's not our fight at the end of the day. Let these other groups and the folks that's out there supporting this, let them do it. So I'm just sitting back, eating my popcorn, watching what's going on, and that's basically it. And I want to say about Tariq Nasheed, he's pushing hard. This brother's pushing hard. To me, he's continuing on what Dr. Claude Anderson is doing, and I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna talk about him next Thursday. That's I just thought about it. Next Thursday, we're gonna talk about Dr. Claude Anderson, like around the same time, like around noon. So I got it. That's the second show I could do. Now we got Monday and a show on Thursday. Now, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna talk about Dr. Claude Anderson next week. But listening to him is an education. Is an education. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do next Thursday. I'm gonna probably post like maybe like a video of Dr. Claude Anderson, or maybe next Wednesday. Well, since Wednesday is my off day, I'm gonna post a video up with Dr. Claude Anderson explaining about reparations for FBA'S, and then Thursday I'm gonna piggyback on what that video was about. Okay, 'cause I want you guys, the other groups that's out there, that's even listening, to hear what my perspective on everything. I don't hate what's going on with ICE, anything like that. Well, I mean, I don't like it, and I don't, I'm like, if this is just, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this, but overall, if you want to come to America, if you want to come to America and do it the right way, this is doing due process. But at the end of the day, don't disrespect my people. At the end of the day, that's from here. Their families from here. Their lineage is here. I advise you not to do that because if you do that, you come to America, disrespect black Americans, you're gonna get what you're getting now. You know, you're just gonna be on the couch while you're out there protesting. You know, because it's just disrespect at the end of the day. And and that's one thing for me personally. I'm not gonna tolerate that. So but if you're standing on business with us, that's fine. But we try to tell the other groups like years ago, we not, we try to tell you about, about the system years ago. Well, we don't want to hear from you. You know, this, like Shabuzi, like this country singer, he said this country was built on immigrants by immigrants. What? What are you talking about, man? And he doubled down. That's why I say I'm honoring really what Tariq Nasheed is doing because he when he doubled down on it, Tariq Nasheed did not one video, he did two videos about it. That's why guys, you know, um, I advise you to go to his channel, subscribe, watch his videos because this brother's a truth teller, and he had to come out of the Pan Africanism because it's not really for us. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that's from here. You know, where we at now? Almost at the 20-minute mark. So guys, you know, this is all I really have to say about it. I don't take it as disrespect what I'm saying about the other groups, but it's just we've been disrespected too much by by these other groups, by the immigrants, you know, and they want us to come out there and protest with them. Nah, and some of them actually realizing that too. They actually realizing we're not coming out there to protest, and they realizing like, oh, they get it. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are actually getting it. But I advise, people, that's here, immigrated from other countries. Don't disrespect Black Americans. Don't look at Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, as like we're nothing. You know, that's all I'm saying about it. So guys, you know, this is it for me. I want you guys to have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Hit the like, share this video, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe and send it to Tariq Nasheed too, so he can hear what I have to say about him standing on business with FBA'S, us Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next live. Peace.